how many of you have written at least one script? And I know I'm going to get every hand in the room. I can't get over this convention. I mean, I think the amount of writing power here is absolutely extraordinary. And have all of you been here all weekend, and you've been to many seminars, right? Okay, so I have no idea why you're here. Okay, so having said that, what I'm hoping is, and what I said last night is, the most important thing that I teach is to realize that it's all you, and that you have the power now, and that frankly, let's admit it, you all know how to write a screenplay. And I'd like you to consider, why are you here? You can all do it. You've all done it. What are you looking to find that you don't have? Can we think about that for a moment? Because I hate to teach the same old thing. In fact, I won't do it. So what I'm hoping is that tonight we'll get some refinements for what you've learned, help you process it, and maybe what I'd really like, and I said this last night, is to think about your own process and what you like and what you don't like about it. I think that's really the most important thing. In fiction writing, you're told to find your voice. How many people here also write fiction, right? And you've heard that more than once, find your voice. Here was the problem. The problem is, you know your voice, you don't like it. Right? So true, right? Okay, then so we pretend we don't know what it is because we really don't like the fact that it's our voice, okay? Same thing with screenwriting. You're all obviously expert. You just maybe don't like the way you do it. Is that fair? Or you could have a process that was more enjoyable, or faster, or more fun, or there's some refinement of how you presently work. What do you want? You want to write better? You want to write more originally? You want other people to understand?
I just want to be able to solve my problems more quickly than I do now.
That I can help with.
That's a big problem.
Okay, how many people are there? Let me get a head count. Let me see where people are, because I really don't want to launch and preach. How many people would like to write faster? All right, excellent. How many people would like to write better? Okay. How many people would like to enjoy writing more? Now, I see those of you who didn't raise your hand, you're wrong. That's everything. Okay, so those of you who didn't raise your hand, can you raise your hands now, please? Okay, good. Good, very good. So that's the most important thing, because, you know, contrary to what other people believe, I believe that easy to write is often easy to read. All right, I'm not a big proponent of that, you know, sitting there and letting blood form on your forehead and letting it drip into your eyes. No. Why not? Because this is a screenplay, and I want to be very clear that part of the frame of what I teach is that why are you using words? Do you understand? This is one of the biggest things that I believe in. You're using words. When you write fiction, okay, what's left is the word. You understand? That's the final product. If you want to, I don't mean to use a word like that so crassly, but what I mean is that's what remains, right? You read the words, right? When you read Hemingway or F. Scott Fitzgerald, it's their words that live on, right, as well as the stories. Okay, unfortunately for you, your screenplays hopefully will not live on because they will have been made into movies, right? Isn't that the goal? How many people here can actually imagine their films on the screen? Okay, if you didn't raise your hand, you really, I don't know what to tell you. Could you raise your hand? No, you don't see your script as being made?
Not yet. No, I don't.
But can you imagine it?
I can imagine it. I just don't visualize it, see it.
Okay, well, that's a good thing to start doing. Because if you don't see it first, okay, and this is probably, I always say this is the most important thing I teach, but that's part of my shtick, so I'm sorry. I think the most important thing is that you really have to stand by your own work. And there's a famous Hebrew teacher who said 3 things, and I live by them, and I hope you will too. One is, if you don't stand for yourself, who will? Fair? So Jennifer, I want you to now imagine getting that Oscar, okay? And if you haven't written your speeches in here, write them now, okay? Okay, if you don't see yourself get an Oscar, I promise you no one ever will. All right, Linda Ope said that you may not hit the target, but if you don't have one, you are guaranteed not to hit it. Okay, and that's true whether you're writing an ending, whether you're writing a scene. Okay, the most important thing, why are we writing screenplays as opposed to some other form? They are motion pictures. Do you get it? Okay, and we are using our words to convey our pictures and dialogue to a reader, a producer, an actor, etc. So I believe that we need to write differently. I think that screenwriters need to have a whole way of writing that's new. And that we understand that we are not in the fiction zone. Do you understand? Not that we're going to not use everything from there, because I teach many novelists how to do simile, metaphor, write better. And you can write better or worse. But the purpose of your words is to convey an idea that is going to become hopefully something else. Does that make sense? Can we hold that frame? So, first thing is, I'm doing two things at once. If you don't, what did I just say? If you don't stand for yourself, what happens? Okay, how many people really get that? Okay, good. How many people can now imagine themselves being much more successful than they did before they came in today? Can we do that for a minute? You can do that? Okay, good. Okay, let's have that visualization. For how many people is it getting an Oscar? What's the image? Again, we're dealing with motion pictures. I'm warming you up for my class, all right? So you're all motion picture ready. What's the image? Everybody got one? What does success, here, what does true success mean? Got it? Okay, I'm going to brag about one of my students. May I do that, Michelle? Okay, so Michelle is one of my students who's worked with me for quite a long time. And Michelle worked on a script with me, which she just had optioned. And she is now a paid screenwriter. Okay, pretty cool, right? Can we applaud for her? Woo! Okay. Okay, and she just, what are you doing? You have a story, and then you're working with a director on another project. So she's got 3 projects in development. How about that? Okay? And I'm hoping that she's going to say nice things about my writing system.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll pay you later.
I
Okay,
started with you.
You did start with me, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Back at NYU grad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There are parts of my script that are still there from what we worked on.
Amazing.
From 4 years ago. So.
Okay, so anyway, I'll pay her later. But the point is that you have to see yourself, and for as long as I knew Michelle, she saw it. Okay? So especially you, Jennifer, because you were so honest, which I really, really appreciate and makes all the difference.